competition. Super Mario Brothers is the standard of how games are developed. It is the perfect game for this time period due to the fact that you had a good story, you have memorable characters, and you could replay the game multiple times, multiple different ways. Because of this is basically the golden standard when it comes to making video games. You basically want to make a game that has a good story behind it that can be played in the game. Because the stories, memorable characters, people remember Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad. Those games, they can keep producing games based on those characters, and the player of those games basically have an interaction with those characters. So they're a little more invested with them. And the replay fun is you can play those games repeatedly, and the fact that you're not getting bored because you've got a different way of doing it, or you're looking for newer ways of doing something, make the game a lot more fun to play. Basically, what we want to learn from the video game crash in 1983 is, by creating memorable characters and a good story through storytelling and controlling the game, you can basically make sure that you're producing quality games for your console. A good reasoning behind this is that an explanation of the video game crash basically helped to make sure that it wouldn't happen again. By Nintendo basically setting a standard and making sure that any game that was created for their console had to have a seal of approval, basically made sure that games weren't being produced outside of their knowledge. And any game that wouldn't contain that seal. And that's how Mario saved the video game industry, by making a game that could be played in a console and basically make sure that it was a good, solid technological advancement on previous consoles. Again, the use of cartridges definitely helped to promote the Nintendo. Those cartridges, I think everybody remembers the gray or gold console cartridges that basically you would put into a console, or you would have to blow to make sure that they worked after a while. Those cartridges, again, helped to recover from the 1983 crash. Technology moving the industry forward is our third topic. And the development of new technology has always advanced any industry. But specifically, the video game industry gets a lot of push to move forward because of this. New processors, new format types, new cartridges, new controllers, new hardware basically help to make sure that that industry keeps on top of what they're doing. Because if they don't, they'll end up becoming obsolete and a new one will take its place. Seeing this change, you can see it over time. You know, Atari got taken over by Nintendo. Nintendo got taken over by PlayStation. PlayStation got taken over by Xbox, or vice versa, depending on who you ask. And cartridges, they replaced got replaced. They became an obsolete technology form, and they got replaced by CDs. And that just came due to the fact that they could hold more on the CDs. Again, it's not saying that cartridges can't come back, but until they get developed to a point where they become a little more that they can hold as much as a CD, it probably won't happen. Xbox Live has helped to move the video game consoles forward. Xbox Live was the first application to actually offer apps outside of games to the general consumer. So if you had an Xbox and your kids could play the games, you didn't have to. You could use it to get on Netflix, you could get on YouTube, you can get on Hulu. So there's a group of applications beyond gaming that you can basically use it for. And Microsoft and Nintendo work together, and over the past 2 years, they've basically made their player bases come together so that they can basically compete against each other in Minecraft. Again, you know, basically what this does is it creates competition, and competition is always best when you have more people. And also, the development of the online services has helped to make the consoles an everyday tool. You don't just have to use them, like I said before, for gaming. You could use them to listen to music. You can use them to listen to watch movies. You can stream gaming. You can download retro games. Games that you played on the Atari can now be downloaded onto your console through the online services. So the key points from this are basically that console manufacturers are using hardware to move beyond games and into realms of other entertainment. Okay, they basically have a prepaid subscription or a paid subscription service that helps them move beyond online multiplayer and into full entertainment sources. Again, movies, music, news. Nintendo and Microsoft have worked together to develop an online platform that they can actually combine their user bases to actually have fun together. So the topic summary is, you know, video game consoles started as simple entertainment. They became multimedia entertainment, and that goes beyond the video games. So you can see the evolution started as a simple game in the Magnavox Odyssey console, and it developed into a multimedia type of a console that basically offers everything with the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. And now, because they do that, video game consoles have basically become the equivalent to the radio in the 1930s for the family. And in conclusion, as video game consoles evolve and better technology gets added, the new technology made by those consoles becomes more user-friendly, because people are getting more and more used to how things work. The new technology propels the consoles into everyday life. Again, you can sit there and watch movies on the console. You don't have to play video games. And it's not a matter of when something's going to change, as with the consoles, but how it will change and how it will affect the user.